banana milkshakes.
And is ass but fun.
You come back here and have sex with my wife.
Back in your lives, like the Norwegians rowing up an escalator. This is the Weekend Warmup presented by BetVisor. I am one of your co-hosts, Edon Corleone of Sports Gambling. We got this guy right here, Danny, aka Gambling, and then below us we got Big Daddy Kev, aka Big Sexy, aka at Heels 0809. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Weekend Warm Up again, presented by BetVisors. Fellas, how are we doing tonight?
I was curious.
Doing great.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Kev.
I was interested in your thoughts on the Norwegian chants and stuff after hearing Scotland.
They are so. I think no Scotland, no party definitely is an elite. And when they sing after they win, they sing and they just kind of go over the song and just say Scotland's on fire, your defense is terrified is amazing. The Norwegians, you don't understand what they're saying, but literally there have been my Instagram feed has been nothing more than Mr. Roro. If you haven't followed him, great show. Literally his goal is to go into Boston to get people to do the row with him. So literally they clap and they just go roo, and they do it consistently.
Yeah, they did it during the game. I thought it was pretty cool.
I saw the Scottish guys that went to Fenway, and they took over and just started doing soccer chants through the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
I heard
one guy asked how long the game would take, and he told him 9 innings. And he said, "I've been here 3 days. I haven't had a hot dog. I'm gagging for a hot dog right now."
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, how's y'all's World Cup been?
It's been good, man. It's been good. The bets haven't been the best. Some of these late beats, like at the time of recording, losing the Panama and Ghana draw definitely hurts. But other than that, I mean, it's been fun. Like, seeing it in person is fucking insane. Like, the entertainment value is through the roof. It's got me on the edge of my seat every time that I'm in the building. And honestly, the people are super nice, super respectful. They're happy to be here. And I was saying this off air, but we have a local spot in town where they do dollar draft beers. And literally, I remember all the Scotland were like, well, where do we go for, like, good time, but, like, we're not trying to spend an arm and a leg. And I told them there. And they drank through so much of the stuff in one night. It was what the owner said it was 3 times the stock that they got for St. Patrick's Day. Like, got to the point where they were at Sam Adams and Sam Adams ran out of beer.
Yeah, I heard that.
Like, that's insane. That's crazy. So it's been fun. I will say that.
We talked last week about the me, Steve, and Ray talked about the German guy that's been going through the South and documenting everything.
Shout out Freddie.
You know, my favorite's just been every European that's back in Europe is talking about how bad it is, and it was all the English people talking about how hot it is, how busy everything is, expensive, and then every other like tourist that's coming here for this is talking about how crazy the food is, like spending, like making videos of like Buc-ee's and all these gas stations and just talking like someone said they're starting to realize like it's not the US that's the problem, it's the US politics that's the problem.
Yeah.
And then someone else said that we're taking our own food for granted if these people are treating our everyday food like it's God's gift.
No, seriously, it's fucking insane, man. It's insane. And the amount of people that just go, like we knew that the Saints would be packed, but like it's gotten to the point where like literally like any like American sporting events don't have this many people going. So it's insane.
Yeah. And especially someone brought up the point that when they're taking photos of the stadiums, like people are saying like, oh, it looks like coliseums. Like they're looking insane. And someone brought up the point that like he said these stadiums don't look like this for football games. Like they don't, I guess the way they're taking the photos or something, but he said they don't. It doesn't look anything like this when they're showing the aerial views of MetLife and Gillette and all these other stadiums. But for some reason, when they do it for the soccer games, it looks like it's just these glorious like coliseums.
It's insane.
But has there been a team so far? We're through. Every team has officially played one game at the time of recording. Has there been a team that's kind of impressed you or a team that's kind of made you say, I'm going to make sure I watch this team for the rest of the tournament?
I mean, I think one of the teams I was kind of high on coming in that not a lot of people were talking about was definitely Austria. And seeing what they did to Jordan late last night was a good sign, especially for Ragnac and that crew. I think they're going to be a tough out. And again, another team that we really liked coming in, the Ivory Coast. I mean, they're a tough little bunch. And that game against Ecuador was a nail biter the whole 90 minutes. So I'm excited to see what they got coming up for us here. One of them that I'm kind of shaking my head about a little bit. Obviously, we can talk about really quick, like the big teams like Spain and Portugal keep time to these like lesser known nations. I just think they're getting to the point where they're like, okay, we'll take a point here. We can beat, and we feel confident enough that we can beat anybody else moving forward. So I just think that it's a weird approach to take, but I see why these people are doing this. But I'm curious to see the thoughts on what they do when they start moving on. So, like, when you look at like Portugal's group, like you got Colombia, you got Uzbekistan. Like, how do you prepare? Like, Uzbekistan's like Congo. Are you just gonna kind of play with your food and just fucking see what you can do there? Like, are you gonna try versus Colombia? Like, that's getting me a little worried. And then with Spain, obviously getting Saudi Arabia and Uruguay, like those are two teams that they should beat. So, a lot of stuff to me was very entertaining. I'm very excited on Friday. I'm going to get to see Scotland and Morocco. I think that's going to be an interesting matchup between those two teams. Curious to see how that plays out as well. But other than that, I mean, it's been fun so far. I'm hoping the U.S. can pull it out on Friday and beat Australia at 3:00, so that way they kind of already clinched the group, and it's a little less thing to worry about when they take on Turkey.
Yeah, as far as like teams I thought performed better than I initially thought, Sweden jumps to mind for me. I thought they got off to a hot start against Tunisia. It'll be interesting. I think they have the Netherlands next, right? So it'll be interesting to see how they match up against them. And can they provide the same offensive output that they did in the first game? As far as like Spain and Portugal and some of those other teams, I think one thing we have to remember, particularly about Spain in these World Cups, they only happen every. Spain generally still. I mean, when they won in 2018, they lost their first game. So, I think some of the bigger teams, some of it is just maybe continuity, just getting used to playing in this kind of style of tournament again. So I'm not too worried about them. I guess I'm more worried about Portugal than Spain, to be honest. Like Ronaldo puts up another dud, doesn't have any shots on target, had 3 shots, but none of them on. Fernandez didn't look all that particular well, in my opinion. I'm more worried about them than any of the other big clubs. I'm happy USA's kind of proved me wrong so far. Was nervous about them, just the way they've performed up, the last 3 or 4 years. But they have me bought in now after that first game. So hopefully they get by Australia, as Don said, and we don't really have to worry about that third. We'll be. But it's been fun. I've enjoyed watching all the games, or as many as I can. Sometimes a lot of them have been really exciting. Even the draws have been fun. They've been back and forth. I was on that Gone and Play 2, Don, where I had a draw and then he scored in the 96 minutes. Killer for my bet, but all in all, that game was super exciting.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
I also think too, and I think James is going to bring this up as like a key point when he discusses, but like the hydration break has been a big change for these teams. Because there are teams like that have momentum going into that hydration break, and then all of a sudden, like boom, it just snaps, and then it just changes the whole complexion of the game. So that's Fox and the USA taking advantage of it and trying to, because they're going to be set to make millions and millions and millions of dollars off it just based off of those 3 minutes of advertisements that they get. So I don't know. I just think it's like we kind of saw it a little bit earlier. I know Danny will go into it more, but it definitely changes the whole pace of the game and how you coach and how you can get this done.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree that like the United States and media is taking advantage of that. But if you do remember the Brazil 2014, they had hydration breaks. So I think a lot of it also has to do with where the climate is for the. And yes, some of these stadiums are indoors, but you can't give one game hydration breaks and then another not. So
Yeah. To your point on Portugal, it was just disappointing to see they started off, a goal. It felt like they scored that early goal and said, okay, let's park the bus. We have the lead. Ronaldo didn't look good. I think Congo just outplayed them and just did that. And, I covered a lot of the African teams during AFCON, and they play the style of it's just quick, hard defense, quick, and they just tire you out. And I think that's inevitably what ended up happening. But I think the hydration breaks for me, it's obviously just an ad thing. Some of these stadiums, you have some of these teams that are struggling to deal, who don't really deal with heat and humidity like we have here, and I think that's also causing it. But I mentioned to Don before the show the way England handled the breaks. I think they're the only team I've seen do this, and I've watched just about every single game. They're the only team I've seen who didn't use a single substitute until after that break. Because, like Don said, there's a momentum shift, right? We see it in. I mean, look at the Germany game, right? It was 1-1. Germany kind of looked like they were going to coast, maybe score one or two more goals, and kind of coast to a 3-1 lead. They get to that hydration break, get screamed at. All of a sudden, boom! Now it's 3-1, 4-1, 7-1. We saw it from a couple other teams. Same thing. They kind of had that early 15, 20-minute jitters, and then as soon as they got through that first the hydration breaks, they just flipped the switch. But in the second half, you had these guys who have tired legs. You don't want them stopping. All of a sudden, now they got to stop and wait, and then try to pick the pace back up. And what England did was they did a big mass sub as soon as that break was done. So now these guys who are tired, been playing 60, 70 minutes, are going to have to get themselves back up to pace, and now they got to play fresh legs. And look what happened. Saka going straight across the field to Rashford for a goal, 3 minutes after the break? So I'm curious to see if there's going to be more teams doing that as we get a little bit farther in. But it just kind of shocked me that England was the only team that did that. And to another point with England, I know a lot of people – I think, Don, I mentioned it to you a couple of weeks ago that I actually kind of liked the way their roster is set up. Because instead of just putting the 6 best attackers that England has, they put the best attacker and creator and put 5 slashers around him. So inevitably, when everyone starts to close in on Harry Kane, you have a bunch of people who can cut to the goal and can create on their own. And it's not just going to be everyone taking one-on-one dribbles through the middle. So I want to see what they do against some teams in the knockout round. I think this was going to be their biggest test, and they really kind of showed out today. So interesting to see what they do in the round of 32. But I mean, does it also just feel like you said, I think this expanded is just making teams not care about the group stage, because you tie one of these games, teams like Spain, teams like Portugal, it doesn't really matter, and to them, because they know they're going to get a blowout. But I don't really know how to explain it the right way, but I feel like it's so much worse for the game having all these teams that just almost just generally look like they didn't care in the first game, because they knew, okay, well, if we don't win the group, as long as we don't finish in 4th place, we have a good shot of making it. You know?
I mean, there could be some of that, but if I'm a coach or if I'm, I don't think they call them GMs, but if I'm, the manager of the group, the team, like you need to be looking at what Germany probably wins Group E. If you're A, B, C, D, or F, and you finish third, you're playing Germany. Like, so you don't. I think some of it is you have to look ahead and know, okay, yeah, maybe this tie doesn't hurt us, but do we really want to be matched up against Germany in round of 32? So, if they're not paying attention to that and they're thinking, oh, we'll make it to the knockout stage, it's going to matter who you face in that third round of 32. And, as I mentioned, you don't want to be Germany. So if they're not paying attention to it, I think they need to start. And I would be surprised, um, Danny, if more teams don't do what England does, and especially the European teams that aren't really used to this humidity out here, making their substitutions after that hydration break in the second half and bringing on right then. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, I think that was definitely a good point. That definitely showed that England knew what they were doing and had a good game plan.
To the point with Spain, if they sorry, my fault. This point with Spain, if they win their group, they're most likely going to face Austria, right? But if they don't win their group, then they have a good shot of they'll have to face Argentina. So I think they really got to put it into perspective, but we will see. I especially after the way Monday went, I was kind of glad Norway kind of came out and just said we're gonna run the score up as much as we can.
Yeah. Well, I think doesn't goal differential matter a little more now than in previous World Cups, since you are taking more third place teams. So like that's why another reason why Spain and Portugal being that disappointing, you got to put these goals up on teams that you should while you have the
Right.
opportunity to.
Exactly. So now, yeah, like if you're Argentina or even Norway, you won by 3. So now if you lose the next 2 games by 1, or even if you draw, if you draw the next 2 games, you have a +3, and that
Right.
should be enough to get you in. But I think Landon Donovan said it on one of the things. He said pretty much if you win your first game, you're almost essentially in, like unless you just get blown out. So pretty much every team that won their game, all the upsets, everything, they've pretty much already secured their spot in the knockout.
Well, even USA, that Gio Reyna's goal, yeah, it was super late, and I know some people got upset about it, but like that goal is probably going to matter. It's probably going to help the USA now that they got that extra goal instead of just keeping it back at their end and kicking it from one side to the other and just winning 3-1. Creating that extra opportunity, that goal, might turn out to matter, especially if they end up drawing Australia and drawing. I can't remember the last team in the group, Turkey. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Don, any final thoughts? Any other? I don't want to say dark horse, but kind of any other team that you kind of watch that you're excited to watch the rest of the way.
Other than what we've kind of said, not really. I mean, maybe Ghana. Them versus England will be a good one. I'll get the luxury of seeing that live and in person. But other than that, I mean, no, they're kind of all really the same.
All right. Moving
Classic
on.
Kev.
Classic Kev. I'm just saying this didn't happen on StreamYard. Kev knew we were about to talk about NBA. He said I'm out. Wait a second, see if he comes back in. All right, moving on. We're going to be going. This is the big thing of this show. This week is we are going to be going over the NBA draft. And what better way to start off the NBA draft by testing Don's ball knowledge? Don, would you say you have a fairly good ball knowledge when it comes to the NBA draft?
I would say so, yes.
You'd say so?
Please,
Yes,
Kev.
we welcome Kevin
Are we back
All right,
on
well,
Restream? Oh,
Don,
we are back on Restream.
We are on
My
Restream.
bad.
because StreamYard was trying to charge us $400 for a year.
Yeah.
All right, Don. For you today, we have. Can you name every NBA draft lottery pick from the last 10 drafts?
Oh boy.
You have 15 minutes.
God
You can see the
damn.
board, right?
Yep.
All right,
Hold on
let
one
me
second.
know when you're ready.
Sorry, I'm sending an email. All right, I'm ready.
All right, let's get started.
All right. Markel Fultz. Brandon Ingram. Jaylen Brown. Lonzo Ball. Jason Tatum. Josh Jackson. Let's go with
You just do last names. I gave you 2 on the last one.
yeah,
Yep.
Doncic, Luka Doncic, Trae Young, DeAndre Ayton, Marvin Bagley, De'Aaron Fox, Dragan Bender, 26 Ben Simmons. Took me a second there. 5 in 2016. Ooh. Larry Markkinen. Nope, that one though. All right, let's go 2019. Let's go Zion Williamson.
We gave you all the Williams too.
I would have got those eventually. John Morant, RJ Barrett, DeAndre Hunter, 2019-14. So Tyler Hero should be on there. And then after him was Romeo Langford. Yep, fun.
I think.
Oh well, let me
2016 is Texas Tech.
Yeah, so that would be Jared Culver.
Nope, wrong year.
2019. All right, so let's go back to 2018 for a second. So the Hornets drafted Shea. And then we got Miles Bridges and Mikal, yeah. And then I hate this fucking pick, but Jerome Robinson. And then Michael Porter Jr. was after him. All right. 2020, so Anthony Edwards. LaMelo Ball. James Wiseman. Isaac Okoro, maybe. You go that high? Yeah, fucking waste of a pick. Onyeka Okongwu, have fun spelling that.
I've bet on him too much. I knew exactly how to spell it.
That's a degenerate right there. 2020. Who the fuck did we take it for? Celtics take it 14. 2020. All right, 2021. Kate Cunningham. Jalen Green. Evan Mobley. Scotty Barnes. Scroll up a little bit. The goddamn logo's in the way. Not Bet Advisor. Shut up, Bet Advisors. Bet Advisor, excuse me. Fucking weekend warm up. Magic 5. Wendell Carter Jr. is definitely a top lottery pick. Somewhere in there.
7 to the Bulls.
All right.
They gave us Devin Carter.
Would 2021 be the German guy from Michigan?
No, he wasn't that high.
Yeah.
Jalen Suggs. All right. Moses Moody. Jonathan Kuminga. All right. 2022. So let's go to Paolo. Banchero. Let's go to Chet Holmgren. Let's go to Jabari Smith Jr. Then I got Dennis Smith and Jalen Smith. That's fun. Kings. Keegan Murray.
You gave you
And
Jamal
also
also.
Jamal Murray. Yeah, should have got that. Pistons at 5. Nope, the Thompsons. Give me the Thompson twins there the year after, but that helps. Is Ron Holland on there? Did he go that high?
Yep, 2024.
Oh. All right. So then let's go Wembanyama. Hornets 2. Pew pew. Brandon Miller, excuse me. Jesus Christ. Scoot Henderson. Osmane Dieng, Dieng is one of them. Somewhere. I know that for a fact.
Yep.
All right, let's go 2024. Zachary Rishashare.
You have to spell that one for me.
Risachier. No?
Isn't
Nope.
he terrible?
Yeah. All right, we said him. We'll go back to him. Alexander Sarr. Shepard. Reed Shepard. Stepan Castle.
Knuple.
Concanipple for last year, yep. Mavericks is Cooper Flag. And then Dylan Harper. BJ Edgecombe. Ace Bailey. Jeremiah Fears. Trey Johnson.
Cam as well.
Johnson. So then throw Kobe White because he's that Bulls from that year.
Mm-hmm.
8, the Nets. They took Igor Demin. Colin Murray Boyles. The Beast from Africa, Kaman Moloch. The Grizzlies took Zach Edey's 2024. Cedric Howard. The Bulls took Noah Essengue, ESSEA.
Spell it again.
ESENGUE or GU.
Can't hear you. You're cutting in and out.
ESS.
Mhm.
EN.
Yeah.
AGUE, I thought. All right, we'll figure it out after. Derek Queen.
Hang on. There we go.
Hey, Carter Bryant. All right, Keyshawn George. No, Bob Carrington.
Yep.
Nikola Topic. The Bulls 2024. Ugh. That's gross.
I got the research here as well.
Hey, we figured out Richard. Yeah.
Hodvia is somewhere for the Wizards.
Yeah.
Those years.
Denny Avija. All right, so 2024. So the Hornets was. Who are the Hornets? Who are the Hornets take? Oh, well, Rob Dillingham is the Timberwolf. The Bull was Mateus Buzelis. The Trailblazers was Donovan Clingan. And then is that the fucking French kid that sucks? I think it's like Salon. Salaun.
Yep.
All right, so 2023. So Magic. Anthony Black.
Yep.
Casey Wallace is definitely there. Derek Lively's definitely there. Pelicans was Jordan Hawkins. Everybody's favorite first round draft pick, Grady Dick. Jazz. Is that Taylor Hendricks?
Yep.
Wizards, Jarris Walker.
Mm-hmm.
And then the pick before him when they flipped was Bilal Coulibaly, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Magic. So it was Anthony Black. Was that Jet Howard? He's a lottery pick once upon a time, right?
Yep.
All right. Pistons in 2025. Oh, Jaden Ivey. Okay. Dyson Daniels. Kev's favorite pick in that first round. The Wizards took Johnny Davis from Wisconsin.
Wizards
Jalen Duran.
The kid from
Avs took the kid from Kansas, Agbaji. Spurs took newly acquainted NBA champion Jeremy Sochan.
That's the Baylor kid I was thinking of.
Blazers. That's Shaden Sharp.
Yep.
So that Shaden Sharp before him was Benedict Mathurin.
Yep. 36 more. We got 3 minutes.
2021. Is that the guy they thought was a pedophile, Josh Giddey?
Yep.
Say Franz Wagner. I don't think he was that high, but Kev said him earlier.
Yep.
All right, good shout out you, Kev. The Kings. That's the Baylor kid. Who's the guard with Jared Butler? What was his name?
Something Mitchell, I want to say.
Davion Mitchell. Thank you.
And you got
That was the
Donovan.
year of.
So if it was before Moody was Chris Duarte. James Bouknight was the Hornets. And then Josh Primo.
All right, 2020.
Who the fuck did the Celtics take at 14? Oh, is that Aaron Nesmith?
Yep.
So if that's the case, then like Devin Vassell was 11. Halliburton was 12. Obi Toppin was before Denny. Another French guy that didn't work out in the league at 7 was, I think, Killian Hayes.
Yep.
Jackson Hayes there, perfect. And then Pelicans. Kira Lewis Jr. He was a small guard from Alabama.
Yep.
All right, 2019. Who the fuck was the 5th overall pick that year? Joe Lance.
When was Garland taken?
Thank you, it's him. Rui Hachimura. We didn't say Cam Reddish yet, right? He's that one.
Nope.
And then the Hornets would be PJ Washington. All right, 20. So after Trae Young was... No, because Enoja was before that. Mo Bamba. How could I forget him? Colin Sexton. And Knicks legend, is that Kevin Knox the third?
Fortnite boy, yeah. 15.
2017. But we didn't say Bam yet, so it's Bam. He's 14. Luke Kennard. Malik Monk. Kings would be Zach Collins. Frank Ntilikina.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spell that one right.
Jonathan Isaac. So now 2016. I had 8 seconds. Who was the Wolves? Who's the Wolves?
Chris Dunn.
Oh, yeah, Chris Dunn, Domantas Sabonis.
Yep.
Fuck. Marquise Chris, Denzel Valentine.
So you got 131 because I couldn't go Ntilikina in time. So Chris Dunn, Buddy Hield.
132. You better give fucking Kev his Chris Dunn flowers.
Yeah. So Buddy Hield, Marquise Chris, Jakob Poeltl, Maker, Sabonis, Torian Prince, Papagiannis, and Denzel Valentine.
Now, if they had like the college next to it, I think I could have got that easier.
Yeah. See, the first list I found was
helpful
those
if the
same.
college was there.
The first list I found was those same years, but it didn't have any. It just said 2016 1 through 14. Like there was no team, no nothing. This episode is brought to you by BetVisors. Are you tired of paying for picks and hoping to see results? Check out BetVisors, the platform changing the game with their tip if it hits model. Follow verified handicappers, see transparent records, win rates, and profit history. Only tip when a pick actually wins. No expensive subscriptions, no paying for losing picks, just real bettors, real results, and a real community and complete transparency. Whether you're looking for expert analysis, proven cappers, or a smarter way to tail picks, BetVisors puts accountability first. Visit app.betvisors.com and start betting smarter today. All right, and this just said as we're recording it, I don't know if you guys have seen the recent NBA news. Trae Young officially opting out of his contract with the Wizards. We will never forget the Trae Young run of the 2025 season in Washington. Kev, I know it's a heartbreaker for you as a Wizards fan. He was your life and your legacy of that team. Does this affect at all who the Wizards are going to draft with the first overall pick?
I mean, I think it does a little bit. I think because now, like, do you go all in on AJ Demansa, or do you now go all in and try and trade Anthony Davis as well? And now you're just going to go all in and try and get like Darren Peterson to be your next big guy. So I think like little things like that, I think you can take away that could potentially be where you go. However, I do think that like moving forward, Washington has a decision that they need to make. How much of this young core are you going to build with, and what can you do to get it moving overall quicker?
Yeah, I mean, I think them. Was he released or Trae Young just?
He's just opting out of his last year.
Okay, so he had a player option. I mean, yeah, I think that kind of says a lot. Like before that, I was thinking they're probably going to go with Dubnasta, but now with him gone, I mean, Trey Johnson isn't really an on the ball guy, so it would kind of make sense for them to go with Peterson. I personally like Dubnasta better, as Don knows. Wasn't a big fan of Peterson during the college season last year. But I mean, if you can figure out a way to trade Anthony Davis and get some solid pieces for him and maybe find your way somehow back into the first round, maybe you can pick up a guy like, Burries to be your guard. I don't know if they have enough capital to trade that far up, but and still take Gymnasta 1. But I think it potentially could open up options if they trade Davis away. Because I know he doesn't want to be there anymore. He wants to be on the championship team.
Yeah, I don't think it changes your pick, but I think it does give you the more certainty now that you're not trying to push for a playoff with the Anthony Davis Trae Young combo, and you're gonna move him.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any team that's probably going. I think he's gonna start the season on the Wizards. I don't think there's a team that's going to want to risk draft picks in this class for Anthony Davis. I think they're going to want to see if he actually can stay healthy first. And then some team's going to say, "Hey, we need an interior big. We'll give you draft picks for next year." I think that's where they're at. I don't think with his injury history, teams are going to be willing as much as some other teams that are desperate for better players will be. But in speaking of, I think they're going to Bansa. I think it's the right answer. The Darren Peterson news of he wasn't taking in any interviews or any talks with Utah Jazz at 2 or Memphis at 3. Does that kind of concern you? He may dropped on, or is that kind of something that if DeBanza does get picked, what will we see a Steve Francis type drama with Peterson?
I don't like. If we do, it would be kind of incredible because like Utah needs the guards. So like, I don't see them taking the Keaton Wagler or like the Cameron Boozer or Caleb Wilson, right? So does Utah trade down and somebody try to trade up for a Darren Peterson? Like, would that be like something that Brooklyn would suffice? You know what I mean? So I think it's just one of those things that I think Utah has. I think Utah's in a can't lose situation here. I think no matter what they do, they're going to be set for the next 5 years at least to get to that playoff push. They're a piece away, and whether they get the Banter or Peterson, I think would be fine. If they trade down a little bit and they settle for Keaton Wagler, or maybe they get a chance at Darius Acuff, like that's still a good fit for them. They just need to find that piece, and in order to find that piece, they need to figure out what Washington's going to do first.
Yeah. Or do you think they won't even worry about trading down? You think they might just reach for Acuff at 2?
No, I don't think they would do that.
Kev, what do you think on the situation? Do you think he just ends up in Utah regardless?
I mean, I think it's based off his talent and skill. I think that'd be the right move regardless. But as I mentioned before, I'm not a huge fan of his. So, I mean, there are other guards I would take over him. I mean, Don already mentioned them, Wagler and Acuff. I mean, I would even take Mikael Brown and Braden Burries over him, to be honest. But he obviously has a lot of upside. So I think, at the end of the day, you probably end up taking him anyway. Isn't Carlos or Cameron Boozer, Carlos Boozer, it's the dad, sorry. Isn't he like a scouting?
They hired him
somewhere?
conveniently just for this year, for this offseason as a draft scout and advisor.
For who?
For Utah.
For Utah. I mean,
so
they take his son?
Lauri Markkinen, enjoy the 2 guard now. Cameron Boozer's coming in. They're gonna play. If they get Boozer, they're gonna have a rotation that involves Cameron Boozer, Jaren Jackson, Walker Kessler, and Lauri Markkinen.
Well, Walker Kessler's not happy. He'll fucking leave somewhere, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hope he does. He's too good.
I'm curious to see what you guys' like perfect spots are for some of these guys, because like there's like the big names, but then there's always like a couple guys every year. Like if you think about it, like in the past, like the Nikola Jokic's that go in like the second round, stuff like that like just get the right fit with the team and they just flourish. Like what's like somebody that has like that fit for you?
I think he's I think he's a great fit for them. Being able to, you could play big and put him at the 3, play small, put him at the 4, or OKC likes to play really small sometimes, and you can even play him as a super small 5 if you need to. But I'm really curious what they do, because you got to remember also Sorber's coming back next season. So they're already going to have a 3rd big they're going to want to try to put in the rotation, and Dagnall's very high on him. Honestly, I think both Michigan guys, him and Johnson, I think there's a good 6 or 7 teams that they have a good fit with. Kev, does anyone stick out? Or go ahead.
Can I be honest with you? if I'm Oklahoma City and I end up with a duel of Cameron Carr and Yaxel Lindenberg with my first two picks, like we can cut some of the fat right there. Those are two guys that can come in right away and immediately make an impact.
Yeah, absolutely. I think OKC is in a win-win situation no matter what they do. And this is like I think now we're starting to see like what people were talking about where it's like, hey, this Thunder team is already one of the best in the league, and now you're giving them two close to lottery picks for the next couple of years. So I mean, like when you're OKC is gonna look like when you're playing 2K and you sim 4 years and like you have like an 85 overall guy that's like 13th in your rotation.
Yeah.
Like, Kev, anyone stick out to you or anyone you think would fit really well in anyone's system?
I mean, I think if like Kingston Flemings or if Dallas is willing to take a shot at my guy Burries, I think him fitting with getting a good guard to tag up with Cooper Flag and the rest of that, especially with Kyrie being older and always being hurt, would be a good fit for them. Flemings is obviously a tough guy, played under Sampson, so not scared to get boards, not scared to be in, slashing and going to the hoop. Obviously, Burries is a little better shooter, so I think either one of those guys would fit well with the Mavericks personally.
I do have one I want to throw out to you guys. I'm curious your thoughts just because I know you guys are both Tar Heels. Vassar going to the Knicks if they're not able to re-sign Robinson. I mean, how do you think that's where I know a lot of mocks have him going to New York around 24. I mean, is that something you guys could think would be a solid fit?
I think for the Knicks, I think Terrace Reed would be a better fit than Vassar. I think Vassar gives him like a different like outlook. Like you can stretch the floor a little bit, but if they need like that big bruiser that can like just come in and get rebounds, and the occasional tipping buckets, Terrace Reed's a perfect fit for that.
Yeah, that's what I would be shocked honestly if Robinson doesn't get signed, but that's kind of where I'm leaning to. Don, anyone kind of stick out to you?
Damn right. Ready for this, Kev? This one's gonna tickle a fancy. Malik Thomas going to Detroit. Malik Thomas in that backcourt with Kate Cunningham. Two guys that can score at will. Malik Thomas doesn't need the ball in his hands. He's a good off guard, but can also play the point. I think would be an incredible fit for Detroit there at the 21st pick. And then a second one I like, and I might get a little bit of looks here, but especially with the whole James Harden situation, we don't know what he's doing. Cleveland getting Okori from Stanford. A talented guard. He's a little, he's 6'2", 185, is a little small, but pairing him up with Donovan Mitchell, like if you're going to keep Donovan Mitchell, Okori is a good like fit piece. I would say he's kind of a better version of Darius Garland. He can score well, very good vision, and I just think that he would be a tremendous fit with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I think that second wave of point guards is going to be really interesting to watch. The outside of the top 10, when you have Malik, you have Bennett. I've seen a lot of people say Bennett Sturts might actually be good in Detroit.
I mean, because
I think him as a solid backup point guard will be definitely really good. Or I think a lot of these teams they're probably going to get him in the second round, but I think they need to look at Braden Smith too. Just get a facilitator that can run the second unit.
I don't think he's NBA good. I think his stature is too small. I'm not saying
he's go ahead.
I would prefer them to take a chance at like a Jaden Bradley or even an Otega Owe before I even look at Braden Smith, even if it's in the second round.
See, I think he's proven he's best when he can run pick and roll with a good big, right? And I think there's enough teams that have a solid big that he can run that with. That I'm not saying you're going to look for him to be your starter. But when you have the almost like how the best way I can explain is Tyler Kolek's role before they got Alvarado, where when he came in to start, when he would come in to play, he could give you a couple points. He'd give you scrappy defense, high energy defense, and give you a couple assists and just kind of hold the offense down. I think he could fit that role on a team somewhere in the league.
Potentially.
I'm interested to see where like three guys who all had either good junior years or good senior years go, and Ejiofor, Caravan, and Joshua Jefferson. Like, who's going to take the risk on one of those guys?
So I think Zuby would be another guy in the second round. Wouldn't be a bad little hit for. I think Joshua Jefferson coming off the bench for the Knicks would be a good piece as well. I think the Knicks take a chance with two of those guys, and then if I'm Caravan, I'm hoping I get Chicago, Houston, or even like Miami. Like I think those would be three good fits for him.
Yeah, I don't hate those. All right, Don, if you had to give out the top 5, what's your prediction?
In order?
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, I would do the Banster 1, Peterson 2, but it's Utah trading down to somebody. Memphis taking Caleb Wilson, Chicago getting Cameron Boozer, and Clippers taking Darius Acuff.
Okay. Kev?
Yeah, I mean, not much different. I think Debnasa goes first. I think Peterson will go second, whether that's a trade or Utah just sticks it out with him. I agree with Wilson. I think him at Memphis is a better fit than Boozer would be. And I mean, how fitting for Cameron to go to the Bulls where his dad played. So, and then I know a lot of people have Wagler, but I mean, I guess I have the same 5 because I think Darius Acuff is probably going to be the steal in the draft. And I know that's kind of weird to say considering he'll be a top 5 or definitely a top 10 pick, but I like his upside. So I think he probably goes 5.
Yeah, look at that. We're all on the same side.
I'm telling you right now, I will crash the fuck out if Keaton Wagler goes 5.
Yeah, I've been seeing like I'll get like Clippers like Instagram posts to be like these are the guys we're doing workouts with, and I'll see like burner accounts just saying no. He's like don't work out anyone but Darius Acuff, and I was like I know that's Don. I was like I know it's
not
his
that
burner
fucking
account.
hard, bro. Like Keaton Wagler is solid. Don't get me wrong, but Darius Acuff is legit that next level guard. Don't miss out on him.
I think Wagler's gonna would do good in Brooklyn because right now you're still finding that like what's your core and what's your identity. I think he could really thrive in that.
Wagler would do good if the fucking Dallas Mavericks or the Milwaukee Bucks would trade up for him. Sacramento, whoever goes there, I feel bad for them because their career is over. Atlanta, you're stuck behind somebody. Like there's better fits for Keaton Wagler. He has stuck like even Keaton Wagler went to fucking Golden State. Coming off the bench of Golden State, he wouldn't be that bad. But it's just the fact of the matter is that these people have him up so high that like Miguel Brown going to the Sacramento wouldn't surprise me because then his career would be over. Because they just stink at developing anybody.
That's where you go when you have back injuries too.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Bucks, will we see Giannis get traded on draft night?
If we do, it's for a 3-team trade.
And I think it's sending Jaylen Brown to your Clippers.
Yep. I would agree.
The place I wanted to see him go to, it won't happen. I wanted to see the Warriors make a move and get him. And I think you could have easily leveraged your future just for 2 years of Giannis and Curry.
Yeah.
I think the Warriors are at a spot I think I would be very disappointed if they don't make any kind of move because if you're relying on Steph Curry with this group and then Jimmy Butler coming off an ACL injury, to do anything other than a play-in spot, then that's just disrespecting Steph's legacy, right? And you're bringing Steve Kerr back so you can run, try to make a push for 2 more years while Steph's still playing, but you won't give him help. The only other team I would see making a trade with the Warriors for a draft pick is honestly your Clippers. Trade Kawhi, get that 11, and then restart your franchise around whoever you can get at 11 and Darius Acuff at 5.
Well, also, too, you got to think, right? Like, looking at where everybody is and where we have for, like, next year's draft, like, any of the guys in next year's draft don't even compare to half of the guys that are in this group, right? So it's like your best bet right now is Braylon Mullins. That's your legit number one. Tyron Stokes, you can make the argument for. Jordan Smith Jr., you can make the argument for. Caleb Holt when they get into school. But, like, he's the number one guy. So I would be going all in right now on this group because this is going to be the best group that we get for quite some time.
Yeah. Kev?
I mean, is he not going? I thought Miami was still kind of the first destination, or has that changed?
I don't think Miami has the players they would want back.
Oh, to be able to get Giannis, the Bucks don't have anybody they would want.
Well, I mean, the thing is they wanted Hero, right? Gonna be, and like everything I've seen is like the whole normal like Tyler Hero and Kyle Ware have both stopped following the Heat's Instagram pages, so obviously they're going. Tyler Hero's brothers posting like gifs of deer on different posts about his brother, like it's a signal. But I think teams are also just scared to trade with Miami because of the whole, as soon as someone leaves a Spoelstra system, they're just bad.
Yeah.
And if you're giving up Giannis, are you really willing to take the risk on someone who could potentially just do what he's doing now, averaging 16 and 8, 16 and 7 on versus get some draft picks and you could completely restart?
So obviously you guys know more about this than I do, but does Giannis have like a no trade clause sort of thing where he can decide?
There's only like 2 players in history that ever had no trade clause.
Okay, so
one of them was Bradley, and it was Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
Sorry, Don.
Don't you think the Celtics need to do something different? Don's scratching his head at me like.
I mean,
he wants to go to a team that's going to win now.
Listen. I understand everything. The problem is that we didn't have a full squad last year, and we had to trade off pieces because of this stupid CJ McCollum fucking tax apron shit that he fucking put into the NBA. I don't know, man. Honestly, it's just tough because like seeing Jaylen Brown in a different uniform, even if it is the Clippers, it's gonna be hard. So I'm hoping not, but they are getting up there in age. We just need some pieces around them. So if it's Giannis and it works well, great. If not, then you just kind of potentially screwed up your future.
I think Orlando could be an interesting spot too, but obviously, I guess you said he has no choice in the matter, but he would probably not be happy in Orlando considering they probably should have beat the Pistons this year and blew it.
They'll trade Paul but Jared Warren if they get the chance to.
You guys weren't here last week when we did this. We did the nominees for the all-name team for college football. One of our big segments we did last year. So I found a list of 12 nominees from different schools for each position, and we have to pick one for each position. So last week we did quarterbacks, and Steve and Ray decided on Bobby Bacon as the quarterback from Pittsburgh State.
Of course, Steve did.
He beat out True Styles, Lunch Winfield, and Camden 6 killer for that spot. So this one we have today is running backs. So first one we got is Riken Echo Hawk. Second one is God's Power Nuawahi. Probably said that one wrong. From Army. We got Tiger Ryden Jr., Boo Boo Browning, Future Robertson, Turbo Richard, Sir Paul Cheeks, Fresh Ison, Tyler Stonebreaker, Titan Lacaden, Knowledge McDaniel, and Fluff Bothwell.
Well, Fluff is just Fluff. And I'm pretty sure God's Power is a quarterback, is he not?
And they've been listed as a running back.
I think he's a quarterback, but
Let me check.
it's fine.
I'll double check that.
I mean, Fluff Bothwell is kind of the name I would lean towards. Kev, what do you think?
I was thinking for running back, I was thinking Turbo or Titan.
Yeah, but Turbo. Oh, actually, I didn't. You're right. Titan's kind of the name, I think. I think Kevin and I are going to vote on Titan.
Titan Lacaden.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll make sure to write that down. We'll go through our list at the end of the year. So we got Bobby Bacon and Titan Lacaden. I'm gonna text Steve. He's the one who sent me Sir Paul Cheeks, so he thought that one was gonna be the winner.
Man, fuck him. Sir Paul Cheeks. I didn't see. Hold on. Can I see what this guy looks like first?
He's at West Virginia.
Oh, well, that's another reason why you chose him.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
And that'll be it for us here on the Weekend Warmup. We'd like to thank you guys all for tuning in. Make sure you guys follow us over on our social medias. You can follow us on Twitter at the CJonesWho1212, at Heels0809, and you can follow me over at Gotham Gambling. Also, be sure to follow our page, Golden Ignorance, where all of our podcasts, all of our best bets, all of our plays will be posted. Make sure to also follow our Substack, Golden Ignorance, where we just went through a FIFA World Cup breakdown. And futures. We're going to be putting out some college football future content soon. And speaking of college football futures, make sure to check out the College Juice Pod. I know you guys are working through SoCon right now, right? Or Sunbelt.
Sunbelt, I think, was released today. We recorded earlier in the week, or maybe it was released Tuesday. I can't remember now.
Steve's slacking per usual.
But we will have Conference USA's coming up as our next that we'll be covering and get out next week. But we've done the MAC and Sunbelt so far.
So if you want to see Kev's glorious, beautiful love piece on Middle Tennessee State, make sure you check that out. And as always, thank you to our sponsor, BetVisors. Again, you can check us out on BetVisors, get all of our best bets and action there as well. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.